righty. Welcome back to another fantastic monthly episode of Snack-ime. How you doing?
Doing okay. What about you?
I'm good. I had a poetry reading this morning at my local library. It was a lot of fun. There were some other good poets there. There was a family there from a church that was trying to proselytize the entire group at some point because they missed the opening remarks by the head librarian for some reason. So anyway, yeah, but it was fun. It was good. I did one poem. It was a sonnet based on Star Wars, hence my Japanese styled Darth Vader shirt.
Very cool.
So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. How's it been since the last month we joined forces for Snack-ime?
Been good. Tired. There's a lot going on from sports and trying to figure all the different birthdays that are coming up. So
here's what you do: you stock up on generic birthday cards, and you just insert like a crisp $1 bill, and be like, "Happy birthday, you who is having a birthday."
I don't think my kids are really happy by that.
It would be really funny though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you only got 2 kids.
Yeah.
It's not like their birthdays are confusing times of the year.
Right.
My kid, his birthday is always right before Christmas, so I've got to be careful. It's like his birthday, his mom's birthday, Christmas.
My mother-in-law's is a few days after Christmas, so people would try to, growing up, people would try to mush Christmas and birthday for her.
Yeah, that happened to my ex-wife. She did not like it. She did not like it. And then she got resentful that we were going to have a child in December. I'm like, hey, not my fault. Not my fault. I distinctly remember being asleep and you waking me up. I just did what you told me to do. And somehow a child came into the world.
Magic.
I wouldn't describe it as magic, but yeah, we'll go with that. It was definitely a show of force. So this month we decided to go more into the romantic comedy side of things.
/ slice of life.
Yes. Yeah. We were looking at your recommendation, Your Lie in April, which, for the sake of this episode, I'm dubbing Your Cry in April because there's so much crying. Like, there is more crying in this one show than there was in the entire Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy combined. And there was a lot of crying in that. A lot of crying.
If you decide to go and finish the series, there's more crying.
I figured. So, what are we snacking on today?
Well, one of the main things that I believe his name is Kousei, always could eat, because that was the one thing that he could handle, because he couldn't handle a stove because he was little. He would go to the convenience store and buy egg salad sandwiches for him and his mom to eat, because his dad was always traveling. So I'm having egg salad, but I'm eating it with crackers.
Nice. I've got my egg salad sandwiches right here. Is yours homemade, or is yours like a from a kit?
It's homemade. I boiled my egg this morning.
What did you put in it?
A little bit of mustard, mayo, and then some paprika.
Nice. I have mustard, mayo, some kosher salt, some black pepper, some soy sauce, and a little dab of wasabi, just for kick. I figured lean into the Japanese thing.
The only time I really like mustard is like for egg salad sandwiches or deviled eggs.
What about tuna sandwiches?
With mustard?
Oh, it's a game changer.
Mm-mm.
Trust me, it works.
I like a little pickle juice on with my tuna sandwich.
That works too. Dill or sweet?
Dill.
There you go. That's the way to do it. So, this was your recommendation,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually enjoyed it. And I'm ready for whatever questions you have for me.
Okay.
My thoughts on your lie in April.
First, did you when watching it, did you feel like how Kousei felt like, or the other kids actually, because Kousei at the time, part of it was he was just a robot and he would just play, but like being anxious or like stressed out about like how well they perform? Because like I remember when I first watched this series, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't remember being this tense with just performances and stuff. And I never did like this kind of performance stuff. Like I did like one time, like I went to a coach and we played the song and then I performed, but not like to like a big huge audience. It was just to like 3 judges, and that was it. And then we'd get judged and then go on to state or not go on to state, kind of a thing.
Well, didn't you do marching band?
Yeah, but we didn't do the only competitive was just like a couple parades, but then they weren't judged.
Gotcha.
So this is and that's a group of people all together,
Right.
basically
It
by
wasn't
yourself.
solo.
Yeah, or an accompanist. So that wasn't I was never nervous about that. So
for me, I mean, like I connected with the anxiety because I've done performances since I was a kid, whether it was doing choir or music or theater, whatever it is. And I performed in large. I mean, yeah, I was with a group, but I performed in front of large groups of people. Sometimes it was doing solos, sometimes it was ensemble stuff, but there's always been that element. And normally I don't get. I mean, I get stressed out by it. I get the anxiety, but it kind of makes me a little bit more hyper focused on what I'm doing so that I don't mess up. I think, like for me, the one time where it really kicked in was I was about 10. I was in 4th grade, and my school was doing. We did this every year, or just before Thanksgiving. We would do the holiday dinner. And usually it was like Thanksgiving themed or something along those lines. We rented out the Civic Auditorium. We put on performances. Like each of the classes had a specific. There was like an overarching theme for everything. And because it was a private Christian school, usually it was either themed on like American history, or we themed it on like different eras of things, and like a lot of it was very Christian oriented. So we did hell of like Bible sections that we would do from time to time. But my 4th grade year, we were focused on that U.S. history, and my class, for whatever reason, was sectioned to do stuff from the Civil War. So we sang songs from the Civil War as part of it. And during Battle Hymn of the Republic, there was a segment where the students were all humming the melody behind me as I'm dressed up as Abraham Lincoln giving the Gettysburg Address.
Oh, geez.
And I had to memorize that thing. And it was a lot to memorize. So, but then, like, you know, by the time I hit 8th grade, I had the title role in my middle school's production of Snoopy. And not only did I have to sing 3 solos by myself, I had the bulk of the dialogue.
Oh, geez.
And, you know, most of the time the dialogue, I had nobody to work off of, because it's Snoopy just talking to himself, or or talking to another character, and that character can't actually understand what he's saying because it's a dog. So it was there was a lot, and I was the only actor on stage the entire production, because like when other characters like Charlie Brown or Lucy or Peppermint Patty were not supposed to be in a scene, they were actually off on the wings of the stage. I was the only character who was on stage the entire time, because the only set piece of set dressing we had, or permanent piece, was the doghouse. So I would go into the doghouse sometimes, but there was a lot of scenes where I wasn't in it, and I had nothing else to do, and I didn't want to just be sitting there waiting for my cue. So I would actually go out. I would walk around to the back of the doghouse, jump up onto it, and then like lay down and pretend. I was doing it in character, but it was fun. But yeah, there's a lot of anxiety with that. A lot of performance anxiety that comes about when you're performing a solo. It's very different from when you're working in an ensemble group. But it's interesting because a lot of this show deals with the psychology behind trauma and how trauma impacts a person's skills. I thought maybe going into it, like when I saw his hands twitch or something like that, that maybe he had some kind of like neurological issue, that he like maybe he injured his hands or something else, and that was the problem that he was experiencing, and that was not the case at all.
Yeah, it's basically his mom being, yes, she was dying, but she was being a piece of crap, basically. So
yeah, and but then just like with any kind of trauma, Kousei, he to some extent identified with his abuser.
Yeah.
And so like when his mom passed away from whatever disease she had, she felt regret for all the ways she treated him. But he never saw that. She never had that opportunity to apologize and to fix things. And so when she died, the thing that he wanted most, which was to make her happy and to make her feel better, it died with her.
Yeah.
And so his skill just went. Of course, playing that Chopin piece kind of threw me off, because I forgot that Chopin wrote a particular piece that deliberately sounds terrible.
I know, like I don't know like a lot of classical music, but I like listening to it. I just don't know like, oh, I know it's this composer, or I know it's this composer. But I was like, because even with him not being able to quote hear his notes, I was just like, when it actually is played right, and it's just like, ugh. It's like, why would anyone sit through this?
Yeah. It kind of threw me for a loop, because I'm like, this is not good. This is not a good piece of music.
Need to
it's considered a classic.
What did you make me watch? What is this madness?
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but Tsubaki, his best friend.
Yes. And neighbor, I believe. And neighbor.
Yeah. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but did she have like some kind of crush on Kousei? Because like I remember like she was hanging out with Watari,
yeah,
or whatever, the soccer player kid, that they went to school with, and I know that she called him up and asked if they wanted to be boyfriend and girlfriend, but like it seemed like she was harboring this crush on Kousei the entire time as well.
Oh, I was thinking Kaori is the blonde, not
yes.
She's not, she was never friends with Kousei. The other girl's friends with Kousei and best friends with Kousei. I can't remember her name. Yeah, Tsubaki. Yes. But do you care if I spoil things?
No.
Okay. So Kaori calls up Tsubaki and says, I like Watari. But she's actually trying to get closer to Kousei. That's the lie, is she lied about being in love with Watery when she's actually in love with Kousei. But
see, I never picked up on that.
Mm-hmm. So like at the end, like if you don't mind spoiling, Kaori does pass away,
right?
And all that, and I believe she leaves a note for Kousei saying that I lied to you last April, or I lied to you in April when I said that your friend A, you were actually who I wanted to be with. But she didn't want. She was too nervous to like actually say I like you, and also she also knew the other girl's feelings too, so she didn't want to kind of get in the way of that. So,
okay, so I think I've got it. Kaori, the violinist,
yes,
likes Kousei,
yes,
but she hides it and says she likes his friend Wataru,
yes,
and asks Tsubaki if it's okay because Tsubaki likes Kousei, but then claims to like Wataru also.
Kind of. She goes out with that upperclassman guy that goes to a different school that used to be her upperclassman back in middle school, elementary school. But yeah, teenage stuff. It's complicated.
Yeah. One of the things I thought was kind of interesting for the show was that some of the dialogue kind of threw me, because like the way that Kousei starts describing things is he gets really super poetic about it.
Yeah.
And it almost reminds me of some of the stuff I've seen on social media about stories and dialogue written by AI. Like I mean, I know the show is from like 2014 or 2015, but like it sounds so AI in the way that they describe things. It feels so weird and so awkward because like nobody actually talks like that.
Yeah, but that's how he was kind of raised, like as they horribly joke throughout the whole series when they do flashbacks. Oh, he's just a robot. Oh, he doesn't have feelings. Oh, he won again.
And then he starts thinking in flowery prose that make absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's how I think that is, because like even like when he's interacting with everybody, like because they're just acting basically normal, because like even though his mom's gone, he's living the regular teenage life and stuff. Like he still like talks to them semi like robotic and stuff like that, and even like because he doesn't even notice that it's kind of obvious, but with both the girls kind of have a crush on him, kind of a thing. And it's like, how do you not notice? And I'm assuming Water even understands too that.
Well, speaking from a guy's perspective, there have been times where girls have been interested in me, and I had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
And this is even beyond being a middle schooler or a high schooler, or even as an adult, it has happened. So it is entirely possible for a guy to be clueless about that.
True. They were overly nice to me. She hit me. She can't like me.
And that's the other thing.
And that, she clobbered
him. Like every time Kaori clobbers Kousei, I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, she is just as abusive as his mom was.
I know.
How was he able to play anything?
But
maybe the abuse brought it out of him.
But at least it's not like it's hard to describe, but it's like not the same kind of abuse, because like she was like cruel abusive, and she's just like cool. Kaori's just like, knock it off, you're gonna do this for me. And do it now. You will play this with me.
Yeah. I did think it was cool that his mom's, former friend showed up and became kind of his mentor figure. I thought that was really neat. She was really sweet, and it was cool because like her daughter kind of acts like a little sister for him to a degree, and it gets him to kind of come out of his shell, because then he's not thinking just about himself, or he's not internalizing everything. He's being forced to interact with a child who has no filter.
Yeah.
The music was really cool. I mean, I like one of the things I say and I keep coming back to this pretty much every time we do an episode, but the animation is just so superb. And the thing I really liked about like that very first episode where Tsubaki and Wataru and Kousei are leaving school and they go for that walk and they stop off at the convenience store for dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just some generic design to the convenience store. Like, having been there, I recognized the layout and the color scheme and everything on the signage, even though they tried to mask the wording. Like, you knew this was a Lawson station.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, there was a Lawson station right next to the school that I was going to while I was there. And I would stop off every morning and get something to eat every morning. Like, sometimes it was a sandwich. Sometimes it was an onigiri. Most of the time it was candy bars and a Coke.
Fuel of champions.
Like, dude, Meiji brand chocolate covered almonds are amazing. Like, I would just snack on those and a Coke all the time. So, I think I want chocolate covered almonds now. So anyway, yeah, the animation was great. I thought it was really cool, just how much detail goes into it, and like having gone through the seasons and stuff like that, you could feel like the seasonal shifts in the weather, just in the way it was painted on the paper.
I liked when Kousei is playing and then he's like, I feel like I'm underwater, and then all of a sudden this water just rushes, the visual water in his mind just rushes, and it's like, oh my gosh. I know he's not really in water, but like just like the way like his hands would move in water and
the movement was really good, because like a lot of the times you see something like that and the characters still move kind of weird. Or if like they're trying to be slowed down, it feels like you could see like the way that they're kind of like rotoscoping the animation a little bit.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like that at all. And I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, because like, and then it shows him sinking, and then it shows the light where Kaori is with her playing the violin, and then stops, and he's like, wait a minute, and then then they're battling to try to outshine each other. But like, what I love is that main judge, he gets so mad, he's like, this is not a place to air out your drama and your teenage laundry and blah blah blah, and
this is not a rock concert.
This is not a rock concert. It's like,
dude.
But I also love, like, because like no one else really knows, like, he just disappeared, so no one else knows like what was going on with him, family life or anything like that. Like the two rivals that were like, oh, this is Kousei's our rival, when Kousei didn't even know they existed, because all he was like, must win competition, this will make mom feel better. And so he's like, who the heck are you? And then they were both pissed off.
They were pissed off that he doesn't recognize them, and he's
and then the one guy was just, when Kousei compliments him, he's like, you did really good. He's like, oh, thanks, guy. Like,
and he's like,
wow, you just bowed down really quick. But yeah, like, it just they didn't. It's just like, maybe if they knew like the history of like what was going on with him, maybe they would have had a different reaction. They wouldn't have been so mad at him maybe when he just randomly returned. But it's like, it's not like anyone can just air out like their family history and what's going on and stuff. So, but I just think that's funny that they were all in their own little world, and like, so they knew he existed. He didn't know they existed. Now he knows they exist. And
that's the thing though, is like I've met people who were hyper competitive like that, and they had no idea like if they even had a rival, let alone that they had competition, and they just kind of just did their thing, and whether they won or lost, and if they lost, they just worked even harder the next time, and if they won, well, they just worked harder the next time, because that's all they focus on. And Yeah, like it's kind of weird. Like I like the way that Kosei's mom behaved
Hmm.
almost reminded me of like those stage moms for for like the beauty pageants or uh,
Hmm.
for just about anything. Like I I remember in high school I went and did some acting classes in Fresno, and it was like it landed me with an agent. Agent didn't do a whole lot for me because I focused more on my education than I did on pursuing a career in Hollywood. Because, but think about how many kids who are now adults like you and I,
Yeah.
who suffered at the hands of a parent or both parents, just basically using them as their golden goose.
Yeah. Well, like, cause like even in, I think it's in episode 15, maybe it's 16. She's like, well, I didn't have time to teach him anything else. At least if I teach him these fundamentals that he needs to follow the page, I've done something that he can make a living off of. Because the emotions and everything else comes later, but she can't teach him that because she doesn't have enough time. That's why she like drilled that into him. It's
Yeah,
like I understand that, but then it's like you also have your best friend that could have, if you would have asked,
right. And she
you
could
could
have asked, and she
have.
chose not
She
to.
chose not to. So you chose to abuse your child, quote, for his benefit too. Um, but here's you haven't gotten there yet. I don't remember which episode it is, but Kaori actually saw Kousei play when she was in the same auditorium with Emmy and that other kid when they were little, like 5 or
Mhm.
6,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and saw Kousei play, and she's like, I want to do that. I want to be on stage with him. And um, then when she talked to the teacher, and they're like, well, then you would be competing against him. She's like, but I want to play with him. I want to play. And they're like, well, you can't do that. The only time a piano player can play with someone is accompanying them. And so that's why she chose,
The
I believe
violin.
that's why she chose violin. So at least like if she ever wanted an accompanist, was
Yeah,
hoping to get him, kind of a thing. Because otherwise she would have to go against him all the time. That's not what she wanted to do. She wanted to play with him because like she just felt something from his song. So
she loved him from the beginning.
basically, he's a player. He has 3 different girls like him.
Dude, right? Like that little nerd had more play than I do.
And he didn't even realize it.
Dude. And I was kind of hoping like that baseball that hit him, or in the very first episode. I kind of thought like that would be the thing that like kept him from being able to play.
I wish they would just like, okay, if she hits it in that many times, put a net up or something.
Or pivot the entire play area in the opposite direction.
Right? Have
What? I'm sorry, but what?
just switch the field so that way they're hitting that way instead of
no
this
sense.
way
Like,
towards the school.
who is the architect that decided, hey, you know what? It's not a bad idea to put the home plate facing the windows.
I just love how she's just like, oh, there's ball. I'm just gonna sneak out so they don't know it was me. Oh
And
no,
they
I
know
hit
it was her every
Kousei.
time. They know it's
Like,
her
how many
every time.
concussions has he had from getting hit by the ball?
Enough that he does not remember the last 2 years.
Jeez.
He just remembers feeling underwater.
But I like that that they also showed like how each person takes like winning and losing, even if it's not like music, like
Yeah.
with her with her softball, and then Watery with his soccer, and he's just like, oh no, it's okay guys, it's okay, we'll get him next year, or we'll get him if we play again in high school together, we'll do it, it'll be better. And then he goes off and cries and is pissed off because he didn't want his team to see him cry because he had to be strong for them. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And then she just bawled her eyes out because she completely missed because she was too distracted by Kaori and Kousei getting closer and closer. So
Yeah. And I thought it was interesting because Wataru was really um, he took that whole thing, that whole loss, as he doesn't let anybody show it, and then when he is by himself, that's when he
Yeah.
breaks down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and his whole thing is, oh, I let my team down. It's like, dude, you just played your hardest. You didn't let anybody down.
He could have played harder. Could have played better.
Who knows? Who knows?
But yeah. Are people going to scan the QR code and we're going to get money?
No, it would be nice, but we'll talk about the QR code as we're wrapping up. But I just thought I wanted to put that in there because it's a new function here on StreamYard that we don't have to pay for it. I'm still frosty about the fact that our intros and outros can't be used automatically like we were using before.
Oh, you have to hit the button.
I have to actually import them into the stream, and so frustrating. So, my question is, if you were to give this show a letter grade, what letter grade would you give it?
I'd say a B, because I feel like they stretched it out a little too much with some stuff and didn't get to the point with things. And when I first watched it years ago, I thought the same thing. But it could be something different, because I don't know if it originally came out as a weekly thing, one episode a week or not, and so then the pacing would have made more sense.
Yeah.
And so when you binge watch it, it's a little bit different. So
yeah, I kind of felt the same a little bit. I think I'd probably give it a B as well, and just because there's a lot of repetition, a lot of
well, and sometimes some of the episodes, half of the beginning of the next episode is the recap,
right?
Of the episode before, not just a little snippet. Kind of,
it's almost half the episode. And
it's we watched the last episode,
and it's weird because there's very little action. Nothing really pushes the plot along.
Yeah.
And it feels like all they're doing is practicing. And I think what kind of drives me crazy is there's so many scenes where you've got characters talking, but nothing's actually happening on screen because everything's that freeze frame, like we've talked about before, where they're cutting corners to save money for, bigger shots or whatever. And I'm like, dude.
They're panning out, and so you just see the classroom and the light on, and then you just hear the music and them yelling at each other, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Or just the scene of they're in performance, but you just see her elbow holding the bow, or his hands on the piano, but nothing's actually moving. And I'm like, dude, we're doing this scene again. This is the 50 zillionth time I've seen this bit of stock footage.
Yeah.
Let's move the plot. Come on. And I think you're right. The pacing is a little off, and I think it probably could have done to be maybe 10 episodes shorter. Because it feels like they're kind of stuck in a rut of they're trying to protract this whole thing and make his. And he's struggling to kind of reclaim that previous glory. I get that, but at the same time, there's a more active way of doing that.
Well, and then because sometimes they go back to the same moment, the moment, because I think when it was when he broke down. In another episode, it's from, I think there's one with Kaori's perspective, and then one with Emmy's perspective, and one from his friend's perspective, and it's just okay, I get it. We need to know what they were doing, how they felt when this happened, but it's couldn't it have been all in one episode and just, or not in the middle of their in the middle of Emmy's performance, or I can't remember the other guy's name.
Takashi's
performance. So
yeah,
and then his hair is gravity defying for not like a shoujo kind of anime. His hair was very gravity defying.
Yes, and that is deliberate with the cunning use of hair gel.
Right.
And I mean, especially for a guy who's that blonde, like
because even as a kid he was that blonde too. It wasn't
my gosh, he's a towhead, man.
So
he's a towhead. So, well, yeah, I like the series. I think, like you said, it's a little long, it's a little protracted, and they should have had better pacing. But I do definitely give this a B. And we'll see how it is when we come to October or November when we do our next tier of shows that we like.
The roundup.
Yep, our roundup for the year. So cool. Well, I guess that leads us into the next bit here. Next month, we are going to be talking about Spy Family, which can be found on Hulu.
And it can also be found on Crunchyroll.
Yeah. I don't have a Crunchyroll account for, myself, but I know that Jenae does. And she uses it like there's no tomorrow. Now I kind of want
only sometimes because it's rude and doesn't minimize on my phone, so I can't watch anime and play games at the same time. So
there's a trick with that because Hulu does the same thing.
No, Hulu will minimize for me.
Like if you just swipe up on your phone and you go to the next app.
I have to press a button and it minimizes it on the top of my screen, and then I can just do whatever.
Oh, okay.
And
well, that's what I have to do with Hulu.
That, and Netflix does that.
Well, well, you know what you should do then? Cast it to a smart TV.
I know.
And then play your game because it can't.
But that's usually when my kids are in the living room, and then I can't watch anime. So
they can get out. They don't have to control the house. I mean, what gives them that special place in the family? I mean, they're just the kids. Wait, you're not one of those soccer moms that has, I've got kids in the car or anything like that on your bumper sticker?
No, I don't have any bumper stickers.
Thank God.
Matt says we don't advertise on our cars.
It's smart. Like all those families with the stick figure decals, it tells them exactly how many kids you've got. And
I have a Sailor Moon decal that Matt got me 10 plus years ago, and I still have not put it on a single vehicle.
We had a Star Wars one. There was me as a Jedi, my ex-wife as Padme, and we had her daughter as Princess Leia, and then we had a little small Wookiee and an Ewok. Nice. They had no idea what we had. The Wookiee was for our dog. The Ewok was for our cat.
Nice.
Now, if I did that, I would probably have it would just be like a decal of like Godzilla eating stick figures.
I was gonna say, what is it? One of those creatures on that planet that Luke was on, that like weird furry bunny frogs. They're like, you could have that as your cat.
No, my
spastic.
Dude, that freaking thing, man. That cat woke me up every 2.5 hours last night. Like I went to sleep, I crashed out about 10:30 or so. I woke up at midnight. Why? Because he's terrorizing the house. I go and lay down in my chair. I cover up. He curls up. I'm like, okay, fuzzy baby, good. He's cradled in my arms. Next thing I know, he is like jumping on me and trying to nom on my nose. Why? Because he was bored. I go to the bathroom. I go back to bed. I'm laying there. He starts laying with me. I'm like, okay, good.
How old
is he? Terrorizes through the house, and then he tries to eat my toes.
How old is he again?
Not even a year old.
Well, like our cat Orion, before we got him, the lady at the store said that he had gotten returned like 4 to 5 different times before we decided to take him. And the only consensus we could think of is like he was probably acting like your cat is, and they've never had a cat or a kitten before,
Yeah.
where they do those things and they have their own little zoomies and all that kind of thing. And so they're like, well, we're not going to handle this. And so they just return.
Yeah. And like dogs are pretty good about, by the time they're 9 months to a year old, they know, hey, don't chew on that thing. Unless they're my parents' dogs, at which point they're like, oh, Dad got more bark for the garden, more things to chew on. My mom keeps telling my dad, do not get bark for the gardens in the backyard. What he went just a few weeks ago and got like 8 bags at Lowe's.
No, real bark, right? Not the rubber fake bark.
Not the fake bark, it's real wood. And like and my mom's like, why would you do that? He's like, because it looks nice. But the dogs chew on it. He's like, so what?
Then we have to clean it up.
Oh no. It's not just that. They will take it into the house, or it gets stuck inside them.
No bueno.
Anyway. Yeah, so next month we're gonna watch Spy Family. This will be fun. It'll probably be more fun than that.
Funny.
It's probably going to be better, more entertaining than that one movie where Mark Wahlberg plays a dad who's the figurehead of a spy family.
I never watched that.
I haven't watched it either.
Tyler also has watched this anime too. So like, if we want to watch it,
we should recruit him for an episode.
Yeah, he might enjoy talking about it too because I know he's watched it.
Okay, we'll make that happen. So, Jenae, where can people find you?
They can find me on my Instagram with my old drawing challenges, and I might be posting some more things. Hopefully, mostly Pokemon related right now because I have a lot of Pokemon figures I need to make terrariums and things for at JELXNB. And then you can find me on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at the Geek Gauntlet podcast, where we talk about all different kinds of geek news. And sometimes I talk about anime news.
Yes. And she also wears fancy wigs.
Yes.
I got to say, last week's outfit, wow. Wowza, wow.
Well, Kat and I were supposed to both do red wigs the week before, but I wasn't feeling good, so I didn't want to be on camera. So I was like, might as well put a red wig on.
Yeah, you look good. All right. As for me, you guys can find me on Instagram and X at GKJ_publishing, where I talk about my books. I talk about my show, The Right Way, which can be found on YouTube by going and searching for GKJ Publishing. I'm coming up to the end of my Author Awareness April interview marathon. Had 3 great episodes come out so far, and 1 more to go, which will be this coming Saturday, and I'm looking forward to it. So, with that said, thank you for joining us for this edition of Snack-ime. Make sure to watch your anime and eat your snacks, and not always in that order. Bye.
Bye.